What's up, YouTube? It's me, Emperor Zelly. This is gonna be my first video about Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to be deck profiling TG agents for the new format for the September 1st 2013 ban list, which is pretty crazy ban list. So, and I've always liked TGs, and I've always liked the concept of agents, so I decided, why not? So we're going to start off with the monsters. Run 3 Venus, which is pretty obvious, normal, and then you special summon Shine Balls, as many as you want from your deck or hand, and you usually go into God Chief for your setup play. And then you run 3 Earth, which is obvious. She was at 1, then she was at 2, now she's at 3. So you run 3. She searches the Venus from your deck, and she's a level 2 tuner, so it's really nice. 3 Mystical Shrine Balls for the Venuses and whatnot. 3 Master Hyperion. Probably one of the best cards in this deck. It's a mini dad, basically, and it has a super easy special summoning condition, and basically it wins games, and it's just really good. And then I run 2 Arc Lord Christia. I think a few people ran like 1 before. I run 2 because I think this format, it's going to heavily rely on special summoning monsters, and Christia is huge. It's hard to get over it. You can't even special summon or anything like that. It's really good. 1 Honest, because it's honest. Most of the cards in this deck are going to be light, and it changes games. So then we go on to the TGs. 2 TG Striker, which is now at 2. Basically, it's a level 2 tuner that when it's destroyed, you can search out another TG besides itself and add it to your hand. The best part about him is that he's basically a Cyber Dragon. You special summon him, and he's a free level 2 tuner. I mean, it's really good. You just special summon a level 2 tuner, then you can go into Venus and create the Shine Balls and make some crazy plays with that. 3 TG Werewolf, probably one of the best TGs, because you can special summon it during either player's turn. Whenever a level 4 or lower monster is special summoned to the field, you can just special summon him. And then when he's destroyed and sent to the grave, you search out your TG Striker. He also helps with synchro plays. It's really good. And then I run 1 Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning, because, why not? It's a really good card, and the only Dark I've run in this deck, I believe, is TG Werewolf, but he is searched out so easily, and he ends up in the grave almost every single duel, so it is a very good card to have. The hand traps, I only run 2 Max C and 2 Effect Veiler. I was running 3 Max C and 2 Veiler, but that kind of defeats the purpose, so I only run 2, especially because I have the Christia and whatnot. But it's good regardless. We'll see what happens in YCS Toronto. I might boost it to 3, I might drop it completely. And then for the spells, I run 2 Transmodify. 2 Transmodify. It's a really good spell that just recently went up in price to like $60. It's really good in this deck because you can normal summon the Earth and then activate this and get a free Venus. You can even do that to the Shine Balls. At one point, I found myself with like 2 Venuses on the field, and I activate this to get Honest, and then just bounce Honest back to my hand. Basically, it can search out Honest, I guess, in a way. It's a really good spell regardless, and it needs to be run. 3 Forbidden Lance, because it is a back row format, and you can use it to beat over your opponent's monsters. 2 Pod Duality. This card is now at 3, but I just couldn't find room for the 3rd one. And this deck is so consistent as it is that I don't really think I need 3 right now. 1 Enemy Controller. It's just a really good card, and it stops opponents' plays and stuff like that. 1 Mind Control. There are quite a few tuners in the deck, so it's always nice to have Mind Control in a deck like that. 1 Book of Moon. Stops opponents' plays, and, things like that. 3 MST, pretty obvious, it is a back row format. 1 Dark Hole, and for the single travel run, Treacherous Trap Hole. For a while I was running 2 Royal Decree because I thought that'd be good. I might go back to it, I'm not sure. But Treacherous is a really good card if used correctly. And then the extra deck. When TG agents were a thing back then, the extra deck consisted of like a few synchros and like some XZs and whatnot. But the game has evolved and there are a lot more XZs that you can play in this deck, and the new synchros that came out is really good. So you run 1 Star Eater. The only way to really make him is if you have a level 2 tuner and you have Venus, just special summon all the Shine Balls and you can instantly go for him. A 2-card combo can be used to make him. Special TG Striker and then normal summon Venus and just use Venus's effect 3 times and you can go and Star Eater right away. And it is a really good card to pull off later in the game, not early in the game. But you can end games pretty quick. 1 Angel of Zera. I don't really go into level 8s that much, and I considered dropping this from the deck until I read it, and I was like, wow, this is really good. If it's in the grave, basically, you can use Master Hyperion on it and banish it to destroy a monster on the field, and then it just comes back after they draw in the standby phase. So, it's really good. So, I decided to keep it, to try it out, and I pulled it off before. It's really good. 1 Stardust Dragon, because it's a level 8, and, it's Stardust Dragon, you know. 1 Black Rose Dragon, you need to run this. It's, incredibly powerful, you know, really good, nukes the field. Onto the level 5s, 1 Catastor, pretty obvious, you know, goes against a lot of decks. And then, 1 Armades, which is one of the newer ones. I've used him a few times, and he is really good during certain situations, so I have made him. It is a good card. 1 TG Wonder Magician, probably my favorite card in the extra deck. Level 5, it can only be made with a TG monster and a tuner. Basically destroys the back row, and you get to draw a card if one is destroyed and sent to the graveyard. Another thing to notice is that it is a light monster, so Honest can be dropped on it as well, as most of these cards, like Armades and Angel of Zera, is also light. Then I run 1 Magical Android, because usually it's because it's a light type and it's a bead stick. It has the same attack as it has more attack than Catastor. It is the biggest level 5 I run, so. And he's a light, and you gain life points at the end phase, so it is really nice. And then 1 Armory Arm, because it's Armory Arm, you really should run this. It wins games just by itself. Onto the XZs, 1 Leviair, the Sea Dragon. If you drop this card, you'll regret it pretty much immediately. It brings back stuff that was banished by Master Hyperion, or even like BLS and things like that. 1 Wind Up Zen Maidens. Just for stall. In my earlier build, I didn't run any other rank 3s except Leviair, and I kind of regretted it, so 1 Zen Mains. The rank 2s, I run 1 Daigusto Phoenix. If used correctly, it can go off on some crazy OTK combos and whatnot. It's a really good card that you should run. And then 1 Dark Mist. There are a few times that I use this early game, but other than that, it does get over your opponent's big monsters, and it's really easy to make, but it does take up all your Shine Balls, so that's another thing to think about. Then 1 Gachi Kentetsu, which is probably one of the best cards in the extra deck because it's so easily brought out, and it creates your setup play with the Venus and the Shine Balls. It's needed. And then the last one is Herald of Pure Light. This is another new card from Judgment of the Light. I found myself not really liking the card until I watched my friend duel with it, and he used it, and he was recycling cards into his hand, and I was like, I'll try that out in my agents. And I played it, and there was a point where I had Honest Engrave, and I recycled it twice in that duel using this card. It is amazing. Any card that can recycle Honest back to your hand is amazing. Anyway, that's my deck profile of this deck for this format. Hopefully it'll do good, this format. I'm sure it'll be able to compete. It's really competitive, and it's really, really consistent. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys later.